500 years, history has been made right here in the heart of Port of Spain. This square is now filled with beautiful people from right across our nation, from both islands, all constituencies. Are you feeling the energy?
I am definitely feeling the energy, Dr. Brown. I have been here since about 1 p.m. and streams of people, PNM supporters, have been coming in. They are red and ready for this afternoon's festivities.
Absolutely. What impresses me is we have every age group, every ethnicity, persons from various villages right across Trinidad and Tobago. Woodford Square is filled with red, filled with love, filled with energy. Let me just set the stage. We have the Red House.
Yes.
We have Trinity Cathedral.
Definitely.
We have City Hall. We have the public library. This is where everything has gone down. The Black Power Revolution, the water riots. This was a sacred ground for the first people of our land, Woodford Square. And this is where Dr. Eric Eustace Williams gave his first public address as Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And we are here to make history once again, Trinidad and Tobago. The longest serving, most resilient, most patriotic political party in the history of this nation is making history once again today. I'm so proud to be part of this. I'm so proud you're part of this.
I am definitely proud to be here, and we cannot wait to have a beautiful PNM party this afternoon. We're going to unveil all of our candidates this afternoon, all 41 of them, and we are going to have an historic speech by our Prime Minister for the final time.
Absolutely, the last political address of Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley as Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We'll also have the last political speech of the Honorable Stuart Young before he takes the mantle of Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. This is history. This is energy. This is love. This is the people's national movement. We're going to toss over to the stage right now.
PNM people, are you ready?
Ready?
So if you're all ready to have a good time, somebody say yeah. So here what's going to happen. Before we get ready to see our 41 candidates, I want to see how much energy all you really have. I want to see every flag, every rag, every hand, wherever you represent from Trinidad and Tobago, start to wave it. Call out your representative name. Call out your representative name. Let them hear you. Let them hear you.
Louder.
Who you have over there?
I see a Nayan. Gatsby Dolly here.
Roger. I see in Roger.
This is Dolly area here. What about any back here?
What's going on down here?
I see people from Toko, Sangu Grande representing. Wells. Point up here in the building. Maruga. So as we get ready to see your 41 candidates, Tobago is in the building. So listen, you all called out all your representatives' names that will be representing you. The 41 candidates are officially making their way on stage, Tamika.
Yes.
So I want to keep the energy up, Tamika. Labre in the building, yes. Karen Essential in the building.
We have
Lavantel West in the building.
Essential. We have Shogunas West.
Kamuto Manzanella in the building.
Only red and
Point 410 in the building.
Well, right.
Aaron Mohammed, Couva South.
And I hear over here. I still in here.
Roger Monroe. What's we seeing?
We have points up here, right?
Where is Shamford Kojo Lewis team in the building? It's that time. If you're ready, somebody say, yeah. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to raise your flags, put something in the air as we welcome on stage the Honorable, our Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and the leader of the People's National Movement, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley.
Where can I find that energy, the raw magic that comes down from the grassroots? Yes, I'm from a place where soca, the resounding power. You could feel anytime, any hour, sunshine or shower. You will feel it anywhere you look, and it read like a storybook. I come from when drum used to come.
So we have come to the time where we are getting ready to see your 41 candidates as we present to you at Woodford Square.
So now, we blessed everything, and now we are going on with this afternoon show. It is my pleasure at this moment for every flag, every hand, every voice to put your hands together for a very special lady. That's the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis.
PNM people! I look out and I see a massive sea of red. Red in front of me, red behind me. I am one of the 41 candidates who you will vote into the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. This afternoon, we launch not just 41 candidates, we launch 41 flames of progress, 41 soldiers of development, 41 champions of the people. And make no mistake, my friends, this is an election to decide the future of Trinidad and Tobago. The choice is clear. Move forward with the PNM or turn back to the disaster of the UNC. Who are you voting for? For the last 10 years in government, the PNM administration has worked tirelessly to stabilize our economy, protect our citizens, and put this country on a firm foundation for growth. Lest we forget, when the COVID-19 pandemic struck, it was the PNM administration under the steadfast leadership of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley that guided this country through the greatest crisis of our time. We protected lives. We saved our economy. We encouraged responsibility. And now, Kamala wants to open her mouth and talk about red. Kamala, let me tell you something. You insulted every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago when you tried to talk about red. Red being the color of death. When you tried to describe red as demonic, as satanic. Kamala, let me tell you something. Red is the color of Trinidad and Tobago. Red is the color of blood. Red is the color of every citizen of this country who holds our red, white, and black flag. And so, Kamala, we will tell you from this sea of red today that we voted red, 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 and more red. Tobago, the PNM. My PNM family and fellow citizens, I need you to take a moment and let us understand that this election is very important. Do not be reckless with your vote. We are going to give our Prime Minister the best send-off by making sure that the PNM forms the next government of Trinidad and Tobago. I ask you today, on behalf of the 41 candidates, go out and protect what we have done over the last 10 years. Go out and make sure that the work that the Keith Rowley administration did is carried on under Stuart Young. Take this opportunity to say thank you to Keith Rowley as our Prime Minister. My PNM family, the battle lines are drawn. The PNM is ready. The Red Army is, and we are saying the ground is going to carry it. The ground is going to carry it. The ground is going to carry it. And the ground is red. The ground is PNM. And if we deserve a party, it's PNM, 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 PNM is the party we deserve. And so I say to you today, by your vote in every constituency, make sure that great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail. Thank you.
We coming. PNM. PNM. Lady Vice Chair, PNM, Women's League, Member of Parliament for Trinity and Maloney.
So, after the Honorable Camille Robinson read this wonderful speech, the PNM is going to carry it. And if there's going to be a party, it's going to be a PNM party. What kind of party it's going to be? Still what kind of party it's going to be? Nobody here in all. So with that being said, for the introduction of Group A for our 41 candidates for this general election, at this point in time, I am going to give you Honorable Marvin Gonzalez. He's the Member of Parliament for Aruca Lopino. Put your hands together for Honorable Marvin Gonzalez.
We coming. PNM. We coming.
PNM Posse! Are you ready to hear your winning candidates for the 2025 general elections? Your 41 candidates that will bring us to victory in the next general election. Your PNM standard bearers in 41 constituencies at the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago. Are you ready to hear your 41 candidates? Ladies and gentlemen, PNM Posse, I am pleased to welcome your next Member of Parliament
Our first PNM candidate is a political veteran, a warrior empress, a true stalwart of the political army of the PNM. When she orates, she stops the UNC in their tracks. A fierce advocate for women's development, youth development, and a lady vice chair of the People's National Movement. Camille Robinson Regis is a dedicated servant of the people. As a loyal soldier in this movement, she remains committed to returning yet again as the current MP for Aruka Maloney, the next MP for Tri-City Maloney. Ladies and gentlemen, seal the deal with Camille. I present to you Mrs. Camille Robinson Regis.
We're coming. PNM.
Let us hear it once again for the next member of parliament for Tri-City Maloney, Mrs. Camille Robinson Regis. Ladies and gentlemen, our next candidate is a successful entrepreneur and advocate for economic growth, the Honorable Richie Sukai. He is the PNM's prospective candidate and next MP for the constituency of Chaguanas East. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richie Sukai. The next candidate is an accomplished financial analyst and a dedicated community activist and dynamic leader, Ms. Lena Rampasad. With a strong academic background in finance and economics, she brings a data-driven and results-oriented approach to representation. Her campaign focuses on economic growth, infrastructure development, and improved public services. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Ms. Lena Rampasad, your next MP for Caroni East. The next candidate is a successful entrepreneur, community advocate, and dedicated servant of the people of Cuba North, Mr. Brent Mirage. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Brent Mirage, the next member of parliament for Cuba North, the PNM standard bearer, Mr. Brent Mirage for Cuba North. Your next winning PNM candidate, PNM soldiers, Mr. Aaron Mohammed. Your next PNM candidate, ladies and gentlemen, the next PNM candidate for Cuba South, the PNM standard bearer for Cuba South, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aaron Mohammed. Your next winning PNM candidate is Mr. Adam Hossein. The next PNM candidate and your next member of parliament for Caroni Central is Mr. Hossein, who will bring home the PNM flag for the next general election. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the next candidate for the constituency of Chaguanas West, Mr. Winston Mahabir. The next candidate is a faith-based advocate, an experienced public servant. Welcome, Mr. Winston Mahabir, your next decent PNM standard bearer for the constituency of Chaguanas West. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you your son of the soul here in Port of Spain, the next PNM candidate for the constituency of Port of Spain South, Mr. Keith Scotland, Senior Counsel. With a deep commitment to justice, hands-on approach to leadership, and a passion for positive change, Keith C. Scotland is ready to continue driving Port of Spain South and the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Keith Scotland. Tunapuna! Where is Tunapuna? Your next member of parliament, your current member of parliament on board with board. Let us put our hands together and welcome the next winning member of parliament.
Because I don't want you to leave, just hold me close. Say yeah.
Your next member of parliament for the important constituency of Tunapuna. Your son, your deputy speaker of the house, on board with board. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you your next winning PNM candidate from all the way from point 14. Your next member of parliament, your current member of parliament, Mr. Kennedy Richard Jr. A commitment to innovation, economic growth, a son of point 14. Welcome again, your current and next member of parliament, Mr. Kennedy Richard. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the first batch of winning candidates that will bring home 41 seats for the people.
One more time, because I don't want you to leave, just hold me close.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you your next candidate for the constituency of Orobuch. Where is Orobuch? Ladies and gentlemen, your next PNM candidate for the constituency of Orobuch is Mr. Richard Rugbeer. Let us put our hands together and welcome Mr. Richard Rugbeer, who will bring decent leadership and representation for the next constituency and for the next seat, Mr. Orobuchis. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome your first batch of winning PNM candidates who will contribute to bringing good governance to the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Sing another way, PNM family! Hey, only sing with me, yeah. I have no worries, cause it's real fight, stick your life. So overthink and try to complicate it. Everything is unique, a different face, different life. Everybody, back to it now. It is like a plane. Watch all the people jumping up. Tell me who you're holding. Every man wants to have some fun. We don't let it break up, Lord. So we can have your feeling like it's back and us. Must be ready. We jumping away. We ready. We walking away. We ready. We jumping away. We ready. We are not falling away. It's like a ball. Rock on it. We got it. Rock on it. If you're not PNM, put your hands up high. If you're red and ready until that you die. If you know that you're ready for some change and you celebrate, everybody start to wave your white cause we baseline for men. Watch all the people tell them it's PNM you're trolling. Every man wants to have some fun cause we don't let it break up done. This is where we feel alive. Stand up to the fight, we breaking away. We jumping away. We waving away. We walking away. We breaking away. We jumping away. Waving away. Walking away. Because instruction. I can see the hands of the people that proud to be a PNM, please. Cut the music. I have one question to ask you. Love you too. Somebody say, all day a beaten road. All you let me turn the top fed now. Hey, everybody put your hands to the sky. I say, all day a beaten road. All day a beaten road. When the street is the beaten. When the street is the beaten. What? Let us see what things go. Let us see what things go.
Y'all make some noise for Pretty. Also also put your hands together for the Honorable Marvin Gonzalez, Member of Parliament for Aruka Lopino. Y'all make some noise. And your candidates that you just saw there. Now representing Group A Speaker, she is a dynamic woman and a phenomenal woman at the top. She knows how to command any room, and it's always a pleasure for me to introduce her. Anybody from Tobago inside of here, make some noise. Sweet, sweet Tobago. Woodford Square, please make some noise for yours truly, Shamfor Kojo Lewis, Member of Parliament for Tobago, Tobago West.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, PNM people. Brothers and sisters, I greet you under the beautiful and bountiful banner of the People's National Movement. I want to recognize in our presence our Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, and every other member of this movement. I greet you under the beautiful and bountiful banner of the People's National Movement, the only true political party, 69 years long, 69 years strong. We stand in the gap for the people of this country, the most important and influential political institution in our nation's history. We are the People's National Movement. From the architects of independence to the drafters of a Republican Constitution, from establishing the energy economy to advancing industrialization, we are the People's National Movement. Intelligent and inspiring the social support and free education, we go above and beyond the call of duty for all the people of this nation. Who are we? The People's National Movement. Not a political party in the narrow sense of the word, but rather we are a rally for all the people of Trinidad and Tobago, united in one common purpose, one common platform, with the agreement on common economic, social, and political objectives, the utilization of all our human and physical resources, all for the common good as determined by the Commonwealth. We are the People's National Movement. A party of vision, a party of integrity. In and out of government, we have been the voice of reasoning, a bastion of hope, defenders of democracy, a pillar of strength, a place of security. When we came to you in 1956, right here on these grounds, we asked you to join us on a journey to build a new society, one people, one platform, promoting the same mission and advancing the same vision. A vision for a cohesive country of dynamic diversity, where discipline, tolerance, and production are of highest priority. A leading light in the Caribbean and a respected member of the global community of nations. A healthy democracy, where fundamental rights and freedoms are enjoyed by each and everyone. A progressive society where opportunity for growth, development, and the realization of our dreams are available and accessible to everyone. 69 years later, we are the same PNM we were then. It's the same PNM we are now. Same mandate, same battle cry, same inward hunger, same logo, same color. Never weak, never weary, never indolent in our duty, never abdicating our responsibility. It's about service, delivery, and endless opportunity. Today, you have come out in your thousands to show your support not only to your party, but most importantly, to express a strong sense of duty, to stand up for your country. Many will try to deter you by labeling you as blind loyalists and sycophants. But I know that you know who we are and why we must embrace this solemn duty to protect all the gains that we have accomplished over the years as a people and as a and economy, and why we must never abdicate our responsibility to stand in defense of our democracy. We are on a mission to prosper this nation. Every single day we are on the job, making hard decisions, taking the necessary action, finding the solutions, and getting it done. We have delivered the Curep interchange, Diego Martin overpass, ferries for Tobago, new airport terminal that was delivered in Tobago just yesterday, training for our youth through YTEP, MIC, CCC, LEAP, and 40 under 40. Over 30 community centers built and refurbished, Roxborough Hospital, fire and police station, Central Block Port of Spain, billions on social assistance, energy security through deals like Dragon, and the list goes on and on and on. And we don't do this for ourselves, but for our people, all our people. We do this for the nation, and more specifically for future generations. It is about providing opportunities so the market vendor's son can one day be an international investor, so that the HDC applicant can one day become an HDC contractor, so that the child of the ordinary man can become a pilot, lawyer, or surgeon, rebuilding and reinventing the prospects of our country, investing in our people, and creating a brighter society. So you know exactly who we are, what we give, and exactly where we stand. Therefore, we understand what is at stake if we scuttle the next election. By now, brothers and sisters, it is clear as day that the UNC has no plan for this nation. They ask you to put down the PNM and join ranks with them. To do what, drunken master? And to take the country where? 10 years in opposition, you call yourself a government in waiting, but yet you can't show us a draft policy, a sketch for a project, or even points for a plan. Nothing, precious nothing, except, of course, commerce, chaos, bacchanal, and confusion. They're afraid to appear as themselves, steadily recruiting proxies, but as fast as they come is as fast as they go. Even the UNC don't want to be in the UNC. So much so that their new color is blue to symbolize that they are bedfellows with the CPP in Tobago, hand in hand with Farley. What Kamlan give him to rub, he surely eat. At the end of the day, what they have to offer is the same old rhetoric, lies and deceit, disrespect and divisiveness. Their mantra is one that encourages bullying, disregarding our human dignity, blatant racism, and disrespect for law and authority. They are trying to make this nation ungovernable. They celebrate crime and glorify situations that threaten the stability of our country. But I want you to notice something, brothers and sisters. Their campaign is not one which asks you to vote for them, but their campaign is carefully crafted to make you feel turned off by politics, so much so that you stay at home, neglect to vote because they know that that would hit you where it hurts. Because when PNM people vex and fed up, UNC people show up at the polls. Most of them don't know who they're voting for or what they're voting on, but they show up at the polls to place their X by the rising sun. Brothers and sisters, when Port of Spain stick out, Superior shows up and show out. So they feed you lies, invest in fake news, trolls, nameless, faceless bloggers with one goal and only one goal, to make you sick of politics and make the country seem hopeless, that you believe there is nothing worth voting for, nothing worth fighting for, nothing worth defending, and you stay at home. PNM people, this is a clarion call for you to wake up. Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, this is a clarion call for you to stand up. Young people, stay focused, mind your business. You are responsible for the welfare of your family. You are responsible for the empowerment of your community. And you are responsible for the development of our country. Good people deserve good government. Intelligent people should influence decisions. And the surest way to get that done is to do what only you can do for you by placing your vote in each and every election. PNM people, do not be fooled. UNC people cannot speak for you. Stand up and be counted. Don't let a temporary mood or situation affect your own welfare or your living conditions for the next generation. We had our fair share in Tobago, so we could tell you our own stories. From zipline bacchanal to a decrepit Plymouth jetty. We switched sides and stayed at home from the polls because we were so angry. 4 years later, we out of jobs and starved for opportunity. All because we allowed ourselves to be hoodwinked by Kamala, Watson, and Farley. There is good reason why elections are reserved for adults. You're big and you have sense. This is your country, your democracy. Stand up in its defense. Some soldiers are red and ready, but some of you are still low on energy. We must keep walking. We must keep working. We must keep listening. We must keep talking. And you know very well, we must bring out the vote. There is so much at stake. And in this moment, our nation, as it always has, is counting on you to energize, to organize, to mobilize, to register everyone and to bring them out to vote. Every right-thinking citizen is depending on each and every one of you. That child with big dreams of a sound education and a rewarding job is depending on you. That honest, hard-working businessman who will drown in the billows of UNC corruption is depending on you. The senior citizen who is relying on social assistance is depending on you. Every right-thinking citizen who simply wants a prosperous future and a decent inheritance is depending on you. So I encourage you to vote for your children. Vote for your future. Vote for caring and compassionate leaders led by no other than Stuart Richard Young as our Honorable Prime Minister. We will beat them in the east. We will beat them in the west. Paris will flog them in San Fernando, and you know we're sure to beat them out in Tobago. Trinidad on board, we red and we ready. Tobago on board, we red and we ready. Call it in months, week, or days, we red and we ready. 41 strong candidates, we red and we ready. Come join us on this journey. We red and we ready. Defending our democracy, we red and we're ready. PNM 10 step ahead. We red and we're ready. Soon as we jump out of our bed, we red and we're ready. We just watching the clock. We red and we're ready. Tomorrow the thing turn up. We red and we're ready, man. We out and bad. We red and we're ready. Red wash Tobago and Trinidad. We red and we're ready. And on election night, when all is said and done, we have count every vote. And victory is won. We'll come back right here in Woodford Square where we loudly sing our song. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail. I thank you.
PNM people!
Y'all make some noise for the Honorable Shampa Kujo Lewis. Woodford Square, if you're ready for more, somebody say more. I want it louder. If you're ready for more, somebody say more. Bring it to the stage to represent the Group B introduction. Please show some love for candidate for Caroni East, Miss Lena Rampasad. Y'all could do better than that. Make some noise to Lena Rampasad.
My brothers and sisters, today I have the pleasure of introducing the next Member of Parliament for Trinidad and Tobago. The next candidate is a visionary leader in finance, governance, and community development, Mr. Brian Manning. With a strong background in economics, international business, and finance, Brian has leveraged his expertise to drive impactful policies and strategic reforms in Trinidad and Tobago. Beyond finance and politics, Brian has demonstrated a deep commitment to youth and community development, having served as the president of the National Football Federation and a patron to several youth programs in San Fernando. As a member of parliament for San Fernando East in 2020, Brian has driven by the core belief of true leadership is representation, engagement, and results. The next candidate is a passionate educator and youth advocate. I present to you Mrs. Marisha Alvarado. Mrs. Marisha holds a BA in English Language and Literature with Education and an MA in Cultural Studies from the UE St. Augustine, along with certifications in Public Relations, Crisis Management, and Event Management. Our PNM candidate for Tabakit is the founder and head tutor at MA Tutors and has spent years shaping the academic and personal development of students, providing educational interventions and exam preparation guidance. Marisha Alvarado is committed to bringing real representation to the people of Tabakit as the next Member of Parliament. The next candidate is a respected financial expert, insurance professional, and community leader. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Beatrice Bridgel. With over 2 decades of experience in finance, insurance, and climate relations, she has built a career focused on empowering individuals, fostering financial literacy, and promoting economic stability. Committed to infrastructure improvements, tourism development, and community-driven solutions, she is dedicated to transforming Mayaro into a model for social and economic progress. The next candidate is a dedicated leader in governance, gender policy, and child protection. Honorable Mrs. Ayana Webster Roy. A proud daughter of Tobago East, she has spent her career advocating for women, children, and community development, ensuring that her leadership translates to real, lasting change for the people of Tobago. Ayana holds a master's degree in institutional innovation and effectiveness with distinction, and a Bachelor of Science in Sociology with Human Resource Management and Psychology from the University of the West Indies. She believes in community-driven governments where all the needs of the people shape policies and no one is left behind. The next candidate is a transformative leader in national development, sport, and economic empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shamsu Kujo Lewis. With an MSc in International Trade Policy and a BA in International Studies, she has built a career focused on fostering economic growth, tourism expansion, and youth development. A lifelong advocate for women's empowerment, business development, and social welfare, Shampa has led projects such as Empower City for Men's Mentorship, the Pink Rain Campaign for Women in Sports, and the Grow It Yourself Agriculture Initiative. The next candidate is a dedicated legal professional, legislator, and advocate for justice. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Senator Renuka Sagram Singh Suklan. With a BA in History from UE and a LLB Honours from the University of London and Legal Education Certificate from the Hugh Withers Law School, she has established herself as a formidable force in law and governance. The next candidate is a respected academic historian and community advocate, a proud daughter of Maruga Tebalan. She has committed her career to education, historical preservation, and community empowerment, ensuring that her work benefits future generations. Ms. Lisa Akbar holds a Bachelor of Arts in History and a postgraduate
education from the University of the West Indies. My expertise in education and research has positioned her as a key figure in historical studies, cultural heritage preservation, and policy development. She has served as the Dean and Acting Principal at Maruga Secondary School, a guest lecturer at UWI and UTC, and a researcher. The next candidate is a young legal professional, community activist, and servant of the people of Vitam and environment. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kareem Marcel. With a background in law, he has served as an alderman in the Port of Spain City Corporation and president of the Renewing Hope Foundation. His deep-rooted community activism and leadership has spearheaded over 50 initiatives focused on education, youth development, and social welfare. With a vision to improve government, promote digital transformation, and strengthen community engagement, he is ready to bring innovative and people-centered leadership to Levantil West. The next candidate is a proven leader in education, governance, and cultural development, Dr. Neon Gaffey-Dolly. With a PhD in chemistry from the University of the West Indies, she has distinguished career in teaching, public administration, and policy development, bringing scientific precision and strategic leadership to every role that she has held. She has served as the Minister of Community Development, Culture, and Arts. Her leadership has been pivotal in promoting national diversity, improving social services, and enhancing educational policies. With a lifelong dedication to learning, service, and leadership, Dr. Neon Gaffey-Dolly is ready to return as the next Member of Parliament for St. Anne's East. The next candidate is a seasoned legal professional and a dedicated servant. As a Minister of Public Utilities, Mr. Marvin Gonzalez has led transformational changes in the delivery of water services, electricity, and telecommunication, ensuring that essential resources reach citizens efficiently and reliably. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Marvin Gonzalez. Under his leadership, the Water and Sewerage Authority has undergone major restructuring, increasing water supply access to thousands of homes and ensuring service efficiency. His initiatives have also focused on expanding renewable energy investments and improving waste management systems, contributing to a more sustainable national utilities framework. He is deeply connected with his constituents and is ready to serve as the next MP for Aruka Lopino.
All the flags in the air, all the hands in the air. Wave the flags, wave the flags.
रतिया में गुराते मौसी भूलने गई करके पता करार समझे बड़े मारे तोरे बेगिनिया.
I want you to take a wave for your favorite candidates. All the flags, wave your flag in the air. Wave your flag in the air. Raise your hand in the air. I want you to sing this one. Listen. Kubelo Tela, sing. O Kubelo Tela, O Lote Bauji, Aga Lote Bauji, Eke. I want to see all the hands in the air go up, up. They roll it, tell me roll it, tell me give me later. This side, let me see ya. I got a boundary, but I can't get it. I got a boundary, but I can't get it. Anybody from South inside here?
Well, we promised history, and history is being made here today in Woodford Square. The square is transformed by a sea of red, and on the stage behind us, the nation of Trinidad and Tobago, its future is being shaped Are you feeling the excitement? Are you feeling the energy? Some political heavyweights have already been unveiled and some newcomers to the political scene. Exactly the mix that Trinidad and Tobago needs. I'm joined by Anisha Beach, a beautiful co-presenter. How are you feeling, Anisha?
I am so elated, Yon. The energy here is amazing. And I don't know if you noticed, but there are so many young people today. Our presenter, Lena Rampasad, is actually the youngest candidate of all 41 candidates. Kareem Marcel is the second youngest. And history is going to be made today because at age 50, Stuart Young is going to be ushered in as the youngest prime minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. The youth and the representation of the PNM is alive and well today.
This is a new generation of leadership, a new government taking shape for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And you can see that the people are connected with this transformation, the turnout. If you look at the crowd, there are so many young people, every ethnicity represented here in Woodford Square. And this is what the People's National Movement is about. We are no ordinary political institution. We are the greatest, the longest serving, the most futuristic, and connected to the people of this land at all times.
Definitely. We are so forward thinking that we believe in our young people and we have ushered them in from 2015 to now. Some of our more seasoned MPs, they were youths when they entered, and we have a lot more that are coming in. So we are going to bring you back to stage side where we're going to introduce some more of our candidates.
Now we are moving on to the speaker for Group B, Sanjeev Buru, candidate for Komoto Manzanella.
Yes, Komoto Manzanella, you can make more noise than that. We love you so, we take good care of you. Only the PNM. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Woodford Square. Good afternoon to the University of Woodford Square. All protocols having been observed, I want to first pay special recognition to my brothers and sisters who have just concluded Shivratri and those who are observing Ramadan and Lent. But I wish also to pay public tribute to my mentor, my friend, my sister, the Honorable Lisa Morris Julian, the last Member of Parliament for Dabadi O'Meara, and to her beloved children, Zion and Josiah, whom we keep in our hearts today. Friends, seeking to represent Komoto Manzanella is one of the greatest honors of my life. But as a first-time candidate and a young professional, many of us ask me, well, why did you choose the PNM party? And to that I answer without hesitation, because the PNM is more than just a party. It is a movement, let me hear you, it is a movement of the people, for the people, by the people. It is an institution founded on unwavering vision of Dr. Eric Eustace Williams, who dedicated his life to the principles of democracy, social justice, and equal opportunity. And Dr. Williams believed in a Trinidad and Tobago where every creed and race will have an equal place. And today, that mission continues to guide us in the PNM, a party that has not only shaped the landscape for our beloved nation, but has built a legacy of unity, progress, and inclusivity. And that is a belief that I firmly share. Now, friends, I am a beneficiary of the free education in Trinidad and Tobago, just like a lot of you here. And I place immense value on the privileges of being born Trinbagonian. Free education, free healthcare, subsidized utilities, housing and fuel, scholarships, grants, incentive program in almost every sector, and the list goes on. But I believe, friends, with that in mind, that community service and contributing to national development is not an option, it is an obligation. If you can serve, you have a duty to serve and to contribute in whatever way you can to the next generation. And so, my friends, I have objectively concluded that the PNM is my political home. To those of you out there viewing on TV, listening on radio, those of you who have not yet found your political home, I extend to you an invitation today. Come and add your voice. Take ownership of shaping a brighter future for our nation. a future that you want for yourselves and your children. PNM is a home for all, and together we will continue to strengthen our democracy. Together we will ensure that our country moves forward stronger than ever before. And I say to my fellow young people, take good notice of the continuous progress the PNM makes. Take into consideration the succession planning that has been ongoing in the party. Consider the responsibility that Dr. Rowley has displayed even in his last few days in office by bringing Sandals back to the negotiating table. Objectively observe the management of the economy during COVID-19, particularly the fact that not one public servant lost their job and every salary was paid despite the economic troubles the country saw. Consider the merits of our Prime Minister in waiting, the Honorable Stuart Young, Senior Counsel. Consider his performance, his delivery to the country, and his accountability to the people. Pay close attention to the manner in which a transition of power is unfolding before our eyes, with structure, with decency, and with organization. You see, this is a side that don't play by VAPs. This is not a T20 knock-up side. This is a test match side, and the only team with the political endurance to deliver century after century without loss is the PNM. Governance is not a destination. It's a journey, but along the journey, there may be rough seas at times. And in order to weather treacherous waters, we require all hands on deck. Governance, therefore, demands our unity, our participation, and our collective effort. The challenges before us might be great, but our resolve is greater. And we must forge ahead, not as individuals, but as one nation, one people, with one goal: the continuous progress of Trinidad and Tobago, the continuation of 10 years of hard work, strategy, and dedication to execution as we step into the next 5 years, during which we require responsible management. PNM soldiers, a battle is upon us. It is time to put on the battle gear and defend our country against those set to divide us, against those who will stop at nothing to obtain political power for selfish gain, and against those who do not hesitate to invite undiplomatic relations between us and friendly nations, contrary to the best interests of you, the people. The time is now. The movement is here. Let us rise together and walk this journey of governance hand in hand. And when the election bell is rung and the date is announced, do all that you can do to ensure that every vote is cast, and that every vote cast is for the of one constituencies. And friends, on that evening, when the polls are closed and the ballots are counted, we will proclaim together in one united voice, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Sanjay Budu, candidate for Kamuto Manzanella. Now, what is going to happen next, I am really excited for, because this brother is not only a young man, we started together in the business of broadcasting, but he is also for the people for a very, very, very long time. And they said the time is now. Ladies and gentlemen, Woodford Square, I want you to please put your hands together for Diego Martin West, representative, a young man who is coming and welcomed into the PNM party. Make some noise for your candidate, Hans Devine.
Yeah, PNM people, make some noise! I have the honor of introducing some of my brothers, sisters, mentors in the movement, the People's National Movement. The first candidate I'm about to introduce, a public servant, healthcare professional, and policy maker. This man helped us through
one of the most devastating times of our life. Please welcome your Minister of Health, who is going to take a run with St. Joseph once again. Terrence, say y'all sing.
For you, my PNM family, as a prospective candidate for Morga Tableland at the next general election. How often do we gather in Woodford Square for times like these? So this evening is extra special. I thank you for being here, and I love all of you. And to the thousands in our audience, and for those who are home looking on, we are making history. I am no stranger to Morga Tableland. My navel string is buried at Mandingo Road, Indian Walk. And I am fully grounded in the constituency. I have taught and interacted with thousands of people, young people, over the past 30 years, and the aim has always been about becoming better. And if by chance I didn't teach you, I taught someone you know. And if I didn't meet you in school, I would have met you through church. I would have met you while buying fish on the beach, going for pigeon peas in Penal Rock Road, hill rice in Barak, or buying pineapple in Tableland, and through various community work, whether it was with Lions or Rotary. And while we are here at the University of Woodford Square this afternoon, it is only fitting that I share a little history with you. About 209 years ago, a man by the name of Sable Atwater came to Trinidad from Camden, Georgia, in the United States of America. He was with the Corps of the Colonial Marines, and he formed part of the battalion for 5th Company. Sable put down roots in Trinidad. Sable had Leonis. Leonis went on to have Wilkinson. Wilkinson had Dolby. Dolby had Carol. Carol, my mother, who is standing up right here in the audience, I call her the woman. Carol had me. And so we are here today. I am 6th generation American, and for that I'm extremely proud. Because I know the story of our people. I know the hardships our ancestors faced as pioneers in a new land. I know the willpower, the resilience, and the tenacity that they embodied so that we can be here today. And I am standing before you representing the great constituency of Morga Tableland. And you know why? Because I believe I have a responsibility to honor my American heritage and to honor my ancestors and pay their sacrifice forward through service. Service to God, service to my students, service to the people of Morga Tableland, service to the People's National Movement, and last but not least, service to Trinidad and Tobago. I am young in politics, but with many years of life experiences, and I will bridge the gap between the tradition and the future, staying true to the fundamental principles of respect, integrity, service, community, while embracing progressive vision required to address the challenges we face, foster unity, collaboration, and opportunity for all of Trinidad and Tobago. And with these principles at the fore, we will chart the way towards a better Morga Tableland, because we will be better with Atwater. We will have a Morga Tableland where there is sustainable economic activity, where there is enough agriculture to feed ourselves and the rest of the community, where there is agro-processing, where there's tourism, where there's thriving fish and fish processing. But most importantly, a Moroga where our young people, and I repeat, our young people see opportunity and our community sees hope. And you know why? Because we will do it under the People's National Movement. The PNM is a party of integrity, a party of principle, a party of progress, a party not for some people, but for all people of Trinidad and Tobago. And that is why the People's National Movement is the best party to lead Trinidad and Tobago. At this time, I would like to thank our astute political leader and outgoing Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, our dynamic chairman and incoming Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart Young, SC, and the party leadership for giving me the opportunity to represent the People's National Movement. Thank you to Almighty God. Thanks to my family, my fellow constituents, my colleagues, my past students, and to the many, many families that I would have interacted with. The Teasdales, the Cans, the Cummins, the Popes, the Paltaps, the McNish, the Passads, the Bobcom, the Huggins, the Allies, the Cooper, Hanif, and Atwater, and so many more, too much to mention. That is the panorama of Moroga Tableland for putting your trust and confidence in me to represent your interests as the next member of parliament in the next general election. And as I close, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that I am a woman of my word, a lady of my principle, and I want all of Trinidad and Tobago to know that Marak, Laloon, Moroga, Indian Walk, Hindustan, Sixth Company, Fifth Company, Bassier, New Gwan, St. Mary's, Tableland, Penal Rock Road, Platonic, North Trace, Samuel Cooper, Diamond Road, and Lassaban will only be better with Atwater. And that Trinidad and Tobago will always be better with the People's National Movement. So come election day, we will come out in our numbers and we will put our X by the Balisay. And on the night of election, we will come together and celebrate in our thousands, just as we are right now. And in unison, we will sing from the top of our voices, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we have prevailed. I thank you.
We love you so, we take good care of you. Only the PNM understands. We love you so.
Ready. Tableland on the red and ready. Red and ready. Now I am taking y'all where they say the love is totally different in that part of the country. Where we going? Where we going? I am taking y'all to Point 14. Let me hear some noise. Let me see the flags. Group D introduction. We have Kennedy Richards, candidate for Point 14.
Good evening, PNM people. The first candidate I have the responsibility to bring forward to you this afternoon hails from the East. A man that we all know, a man that has been among us for more than 3 decades. A man that is brilliant, bright, and has led the young people in this country over the last 3 years to something brilliant and to higher heights. La Hoquita Talparo. La Hoquita Talparo. help me introduce this afternoon the Honorable Buster Cummins. We can do better than that.
Friends will all like together. Just decide who wants to like it. This place alright vibe. Right here in the jam. Boy, go ticky licky ticky licky ticky licky. This one right so it's an iron right here in the back. Jam. Motion in the kitchen. Grab a pot and then start beating you.
And we go down south. And we going down south. We go into the warm-up energy. And we go in there with Mr. Karen Khan. And Faizabad, make some noise for your next candidate and member of parliament for Faizabad, Mr. Karen Khan.
Bring your friends and we friends will all like together. Just decide who wants we like it. This place alright vibe. Right here in the jam.
And we staying south. And we staying south. And right next to Point Fortin, there is a constituency with plenty energy. And there's a man from Labre. And Labre, let me hear you. For Randall. Mitchell. We can do better than that. The people of Naparima has been asking for proper representation, and the People's National Movement has offered to them Miss Sarah Nangu. Let's make some noise for Miss Sarah Nangu for Naparima.
Bring your friends and we friends will all like together. Just decide who wants to like it. This place alright vibe. Right here in the jam. We go ticky licky. This right vibe and licky till I am right here.
Urubuch West. Today we give you the experience, the youth advocate, Mr. Sean Dume. Let's make some noise.
On your club. That's all right. Bring your friends and we friends will all like together. Just decide who wants to like it. This place alright vibe. Right here in
the next man to grace this stage has been a councillor, has been a chairman, and he has been in the middle of greatness. He was in between Diego Martin West and Diego Martin Northeast. So ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the Honorable Simon De Nobrega.
Ping, ping, nice. On your top. Section 2.
You do better than that.
This one. Hey. Right. Section 3 is sweet. This is the section. Here we are singing.
We going south. Are we going to where they have been calling for soberness, for sobriety? And today, ladies and gentlemen, in Saparia, the People's National Movement has offered to you Dr. Natasha Mohammed.
Friends will all like together. Just decide who comes with like. What's it called? This place alright vibe. Right here in the back. Yeah. Come on, jam. Licky. This one right so let me tell you right here in the back. Jam. Hold up in the kitchen. Grab a bottle and then start beating your hair.
All right, so let's know who's coming next. We in the east. We in the east. We in the east. We in the east. And ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you a seasoned veteran, somebody with class and substance. Arriba, I gave you the Honorable Penelope Beckett.
Right here in the back. Yeah. Come on, jam. Licky. Is that right? So let me tell you right here in the back. Yeah. Jam. you see the police, tell them come get something to eat right now in the backyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the Northwest, this candidate has the biggest shoes to fill. But this candidate has been with us from day one. And today, I introduce to you Mr. Hans Demille.
I go bring my friends and if you bring your friends, how we friends will all live together. Just decide to walk with like this place alright, right here in the backyard. Jam. What you take a lick, is right from everything I am right here in the backyard. Jam. Push up the kitchen, grab my water and then stop it in your hand.
I will take it down. And this is our last candidate, ladies and gentlemen. But this man I offer to you this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The PNM offers to you this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A man that is young, a man that is vibrant, a man that is brilliant, a man that has a great task airman, a man that is capable, ladies and gentlemen. We offer to you the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Make some noise! Raise the roof!
Bring my friends and bring your friends, and we friends will all live together. Just decide who goes we like this place alright, right here in the backyard. Jam. We go take a lick, this is right from the kitchen, I am right here in the backyard. Jam. Hey, go shut in the kitchen, grab a pot and then stop it in your hand. What are the backyard must have an announcer, someone who will give the order to you. How shoes are safety tips, so when you wind down low and break your hip, we don't need no big promoter. The neighbors will be responsible. So when you see the police, tell them come get something to eat right now with the backyard. We go tingy licky, this right and the kitchen, I am right here with the backyard. Wash your things in the kitchen, grab my water and stop it in your hand. When we have what's on a whiner, I have got to show up your bumper. Who will put on the stop wine and roll it like a lesson train? We don't need no big promoter, the neighbors will be responsible. So when you see the police and they're going up, crashing up the streets, we hear it there. But we don't take a lick, this is right side, right side. Push up in the kitchen, grab a box and then start beating your head.
Put your hand in the air like this. Hand in the air like this. We are 3 sections. We are 3 sections. Come on.
Nice. Section 2. Joining
We're going soft. Hey.
Nice. Section 3.
Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
Yeah, what you singing? Nice. Oh, you're something good.
Amazing scenes of energy, unity, togetherness, forward thinking and vision. This is excitement here in Woodford Square. This is the People's National Movement. I have to tell you, Anisha, this is the first time I've experienced a presentation of candidates without Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley being introduced as a candidate in my political life. I could imagine the emotions he must be feeling, but the love is here all over.
And I know that the emotions are high, but I know that under his stewardship, he has led this party and he is confident in all 41 of his candidates. And we are the only party to field 41 candidates for the election.
This has never happened before, where a sitting prime minister, a sitting political leader has voluntarily handed over the reins as prime minister.
And that speaks to excellent leadership. And he knows when it's time to pass it on, hand over the reins. He has done an excellent job leading this country through difficult times.
So we have a number of very powerful speakers to come very soon. We will hear from our General Secretary, Mr. Foster Cummins. We are going to hear from the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Stuart Young, Senior Counsel.
And we have Dr. Rowley on stage right now, having a great time in Farmer Napi. So he is here with us in the midst of the jubilation. He is having a grand time. This is not a sad occasion. This is a celebratory because he knows that the party is in great hands under his stewardship. He is our political leader and he is here to guide us along throughout this election. What do you think about this evening so far?
It's fantastic. It's emotional. It's uplifting. It's inspiring. Bear in mind, we will have. He's dancing on the stage now, but we will have the final political address, the final public political address of this Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley. He spans our entire lifetime. Most of the young people of this country, the baton is being passed. We are inspired and uplifted. This is the future of Trinidad and Tobago. This is how the PNM does its business, looking ahead, looking to the future.
So this is a bittersweet occasion, but I want everybody to stay tuned in for his final address because he is going to expand on everything, on his plans and what he would have accomplished and what the country would have accomplished under the People's National Movement and what our plans are for the future as well.
Absolutely. So it's a goodbye of sorts, but it's a goodbye to Dr. Rowley in this role.
Yes.
It's a welcome to Stuart Young in his role, and we're going to hear from him directly as well. Many persons are keenly listening. I can tell you, I know Minister Young quite well, serving in the cabinet with him. You will never find a harder worker. You will never find a more driven, visionary individual, especially for his young age, than Minister Young. There are exciting times ahead for this nation.
We could harken back to 2020 when he was quite much a lot younger than this, and he had, as Minister of National Security, stay us through a pandemic. And you could have seen how hardworking he was. It was shown on his face. And through that was 5 years ago. It feels a lot longer, but that was just 5 years ago.
I'll tell you a little secret, because some say young or too young. Well, he's young. His name is Young. But 50 years old. Do you know how old Dr. Eric Eustace Williams was when he took the prime minister? He was 51, just 1 year older. So again, we're setting history. We are making history, but we are connected to our proud heritage as well. This is the People's National Movement.
So we are feeling real good this evening, just like Farmer Napi is saying. And we are looking forward to so much more today at the University of Woodford Square. We are sharing the knowledge, we are sharing the love, we are sharing the energy, and we are sharing our 41 candidates with all of Trinidad and Tobago.
Fantastic candidates.
Yes.
From all walks of life, those with tertiary education, those from humble backgrounds, those of various ethnicities, the older, the younger, the politically experienced, the fresh faces. This is exactly what the people have been calling for.
I will now take you back to stage where we will be having our address from the Honorable Foster Cummings.
And everything inside of here looking red and ready. So we just had point 14. We know the love down there is a different kind of love. But at this moment, they say a lot of good things happen to come from the east. That's true? That yes in songing for sure. They say plenty good things come from the east. So it's at this moment, it's with great pleasure I am here to introduce Group D Speaker. And guess who it is? The Member of Parliament for La Hocketa Talparo, Honorable Foster Cummings.
PNM people! PNM people! Are you ready and ready? I want to ask the rhythm section to pause a little bit. Thank you. This is a very beautiful PNM crowd. UNC can't do nothing like this. When I see this beautiful crowd, I remember Eric Williams. I remember George Chambers. I remember Patrick Augustus Mervyn Manning. And how can we forget
our current political leader, the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. And when I look at you, I know that the PNM is onto good things. I know that whenever the bell is rung, the PNM will form the next government of Trinidad and Tobago. And when I listen to Alibaba and the 40 thieves on the other side, all I can say is the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. And in La Hoqueta, Talparo, and all over Trinidad and Tobago, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. PNM people, are you ready to rumble? PNM people, are you ready for the battle? PNM people, are you ready for the battle? Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And to all those who have sense, know that it shall prevail. I want to acknowledge our political leader and Prime Minister, the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. Make some noise for him. Our party chairman and next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Stuart Young. All our party executive members and the brigade of 41 that will take PNM to victory whenever the election is called. Make some noise for your standard bearers. And to my beautiful wife, Juliet, welcome. You see, there is no party like the PNM. When you get close to the PNM and you recognize decency and morality in public affairs and true representation, you know that you must do something to keep that corrupt bunch of yellow colors out of government. I realize now that some of them wearing blue. There's one up the road by me. I want to tell them in La Hoqueta, Talparo, in 2020 you came with fridge, stove, microwave, bed, and we cut your tail going and coming. In 2025, no matter who you send, kilowatts or not, the PNM will be victorious in La Hoqueta, Talparo. You could join up. You could take who you want. You could team up. But the PNM will beat you going and coming. I know a gentleman who is to say, put that in your pipe and smoke it. It is a great pride, ladies and gentlemen, and an unwavering commitment to the people of this beautiful country, that as your General Secretary, as your Member of Parliament for La Hoqueta, Talparo, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, I address you today on this spot, this historic spot, where Dr. Eric Williams laid down his bucket and formed this great movement of the people, this institution that so many of us depend on for the development of Trinidad and Tobago in a decent way. We have a proven track record. And if Dr. Williams were alive today, he would be so very proud of what the PNM has evolved into.
He will be so very proud of the progress and the value that the PNM under leaders after him have added to the development of this country. He would be so proud that the free education that he craved for, that we have continued that policy even unto today and expanded it. Dr. Williams would say to us, he would say the PNM is doing well. The PNM is on the move. There are many who like to stay on the outside and look at PNM business on the inside and comment even more than PNM people. I say to them today, except for those who do not obey the law of Trinidad and Tobago, the doors of the PNM are wide open to every decent citizen except scoundrels. So if you want to belong to a true political movement, number 1 Tranquility Street, come and fill out a form and then you could comment on PNM business. Dr. Williams will remind us that no other party could compare to the PNM, that the PNM is the only true national party. It is only this PNM that whenever elections are called, be it local or general elections, we field a candidate in every electoral district, in every constituency. I see some of them, they can't field a candidate in Tobago East. They can't put one in Tobago West. Thank you. This is water, not Grey Goose. The PNM has walked the walk. We have talked the talk, and we have done the work deserving of another term in office to make sure that Trinidad and Tobago can grow from heights to heights. And we are a very disciplined organization. We are fighting as a united team to make sure that the UNC that does not deserve to be in office in this country never again, never again, never again get the opportunity to walk the corridors of power in this country. This is the PNM. We are ready, and all those who know about Eric Williams, Patrick Manning, Keith Rowley, George Chambers, we know that we will do what is necessary to make sure that the PNM prevails at the next general elections. I want to take this opportunity, however, not for old talk, but to say how pleased we are in the man called Keith Christopher Rowley. He has done what many really do not understand, that there comes a time when you must pass the baton on. And I know this is not a quality that exists in many people, but we say thank you, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, for your service to the PNM, for your service to Trinidad and Tobago, for your service to Diego Martin West as one of the longest serving members of Parliament. And we say to Stuart Young, you have big shoes to fill, but you're not alone. We are going to stand with you, and we are going to make sure, don't take on people. Eh? I just told you, leave PNM business up to PNM. We don't care about color of skin, creed, or race. This is Trinidad and Tobago, where every citizen has an equal right. And we will fight as a team, a strong PNM team. And I ask all of you, with your beautiful red, our first obligation is to make sure that the PNM wins the next general elections. We will show no mercy. We will go to every corner, every street, every avenue, every trace, every road, in every constituency. We will go to every household and we will remind them of the evil, wicked behavior of the UNC when they were in government. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. They will come and they will bring all sorts of trinkets. They will bring money. They will bring stove and fridge. They will bring all sorts of inducement. I say to you, if the fridge working, take it. If the stove working, take it. If the couch good, take it. And vote the PNM, 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 PNM. PNM family. There was a time in this country when people thought, PNM people, in closing, PNM people have a habit, some of them, to say they vex with the PNM. And when they vex with the PNM for one reason or the other, they stay home. We did it in 2010, and something called the People's Partnership came into government in this country. And if any of you were wrong at that time, if you work in URP, you lost your work. If you know somebody working URP, they lost their work too. If you were working CPEP, you lost your work. And if your family was working there, they lost their work too. Managers in state enterprises were fired at will. Have you forgotten that? They are wicked and vindictive. And now they say, I hear one of them say that red in the PNM is blood. Well, if you cut me, and you cut Young, or you cut Imbert, or you cut Camille, all of us have the same red blood. We don't care what she say. We vote in PNM all the way. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall and must prevail.
PNM family, you all came, you all listened, you all supported, you all made all the noise that was needed to fill Woodford Square this evening. And it is no doubt that every one of you all standing here definitely read and ready. You all just heard from the Member of Parliament for Lahoketa Talparo, the Honorable Foster Cummings. And right now, I'm going to give you all some entertainment. I'm asking you to put your hands together as we welcome Freetown Collective.
PNM family, I want you hold the hand of somebody next to you. If you know that PNM is love, hold the hand of somebody next to you, right now. If you know the chorus, sing it for me. Well, if you feel it, let me hear you say dancing, moving. If you feel it, let me hear you. Can you feel the love dance? From the front to the back, I want to hear you. Dancing, moving. If you know the verse, let me hear you now. This city can hold me. My vibes too high. And Marty told me jump right now, you will touch the sky. Feel my love unfolding like a laughing flame. All who did not know me when I done, they gon' know the name. Million people coming down, dancing to a song. Sing with me. Love is life and life is love. Blessings from above. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you feel the love? Well, if you feel it, let me hear you say dancing, moving. I want to take a little jump with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Na 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 na. Everybody sing na 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 na. Take me to the river, take me to the sea. Watch over me music, bed me in your melody. We are such a blessed tribe, sweeter than a million bees. People live 1,000 lives and never feel this. A million people coming down, dancing to a song. Love is life and life is love. Blessings from above. Rockers, low. Let me hear you. Can you go like this? Dancing, moving. If you feel it, let me hear you say na 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 na. Everybody sing na 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 na. We are people full of love. If you're full of love, say yeah. Yeah. No. Rockers, go ahead. And everybody hand raise. And everybody give praise. And everybody hand raise. And if you know what I mean, well, if you know what I mean, well, if you know what I mean, well, if you know what I mean, then scream. Give Jah his praises. Whoa, whoa, let Jah be praised. Whoa, whoa, the Father in his mercy. We send a little music to make the vibrations raise. So Carnival Day, everybody come and celebrate. See the ragamuffin congregate. Well, everybody come and celebrate. See the ragamuffin congregate. Let me hear you. And everybody saying, eh, 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 eh. Come on, everybody saying, eh, 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 eh. I'll go cross any ocean to find it. Won't let no mountain get in the way. Eh. We come cross the water, been through the fire. I know that my heart goes so many ways. Well, everywhere you turn, you see people smiling. We don't see no creed and race. I don't want nobody tell me about leaving. We fight for we thing and this. Woodford Square, let me hear you. Take me home. Take me home. Take me to a place where my heart don't feel no pain. Take me home, take me home, take me home. Where everybody's shouting out, right there. It's a very deep down inside there. And if you're looking for me, you're behind me. Right there, right there. Right there.
This is so emotional. You feel the energy, you feel the pulse, you feel the rhythm. These beautiful performances that we have on the stage, these wonderful candidates, and we're building up to a climax. We are building up to a climax. We just heard a powerful, impactful, devastating political address by the General Secretary of our party, Foster Cummings, and you know what is to come. You know what is to come. An address by party chairman and the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Stuart Young, Senior Counsel, one of the most visionary, impactful, hardest working individuals in the political context of Trinidad and Tobago. The mantle of leadership is being passed with respect to the office of Prime Minister. How are you feeling?
I am just filled with love. Freetown Collection, they're actually the best persons right now to perform to usher in our next Prime Minister because they are highlighting the love that we feel here. And you know, over the media, over the last few weeks, the opposition and all of those other parties, they were trying to spread divisiveness. And that was just working in our favor because our party, the People's National Movement, is all about love, all about unity. We are seeing it with our people. We are back at our stomping grounds of Woodford Square and we are feeling the love. The place is filled with so much energy and we are just filled with emotion right now. It is such an amazing atmosphere that we are in.
we are making history in the best possible way. Right here in Woodford Square, infrastructure over 200 years old. Every time the People's National Movement is able to fill this square, generation after generation, some of the most historic political addresses, beginning with Dr. the Honorable Eric Eustace Williams, going through with George Michael Chambers, Patrick Augustus Mervyn Manning, Keith Christopher Rowley, and then Stuart Richard Young. I feel so excited to be a part of this unified, strong, and powerful political movement. I'm glad to have you here on this platform with me as we co-host this wonderful program.
I am happy to have you here as well, and it is so amazing. I would say that this atmosphere, Woodford Square itself, is just the atmosphere of transition and just change. There's an energy just in this space alone, and you're feeling it. As you said, this is 200 years old, and our party is a magnificent representation of longevity and life and energy and, of course, love.
We're crossing a chapter here today. We're crossing a chapter here today. Did you know that this square is designed, the footpath, like the Union Jack? Because it says it has taken us from a colonial history to the future now. And this is a party of independence. This is a party of patriotism. This is a party of national pride. We stand up for Trinidad and Tobago. We believe in Trinidad and Tobago.
We do, and now we take you backstage side for our address.
For our people of Trinidad and Tobago, put your flags, wave something in the air for the Honorable Stuart Young, Senior Council of Trinidad and Tobago.
Take me home.
Woodford Square, let me hear you. People's National Movement, let me hear you. Trinidad and Tobago, this is what we have to offer to you, our citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Because what you're seeing here today is historic. What you're seeing here today in Woodford Square started in 1955. It started with Dr. Eric Williams. And you know what happened? It was the colonials that refused to renew Dr. Eric Williams' contract that led to the formation of the People's National Movement in 1955. And today, all these years later, right here from Woodford Square, the People's National Movement has provided leadership not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but throughout the CARICOM, throughout the region, as well as globally. And today we come here today to celebrate and to present 41 candidates, 41 quality citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, as we have always done. But allow me to start, because as General Secretary Foster Cummings said, we have a history that went from Dr. Eric Williams to George Chambers to Patrick Augustus Manning to then Keith Christopher Rowley. And I ask you to give him another round of applause here this afternoon. Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, the People's National Movement has shown you here this evening that once again, in the year 2025, we will provide leadership. We will provide quality citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to guide this country going forward. And allow me to start by telling you, we have a fighter in Dr. Rowley, and I promise you, you will also have a fighter in Stuart Richard Young, because I will fight for you, Trinidad and Tobago. Allow me briefly to give you a couple stories about those fights. Because you see, our country depends on money. We need money from oil and gas. In this term, we had people who had a plan to get lower prices for our gas.
So what they did is they got people in the media to run stories against the government and say they're collapsing the energy sector. You all remember that? They tried to shut down plants to say that the PNM was collapsing the energy sector. You remember that? But if you did not have a fighter in Dr. Rowley as the Prime Minister to stand strong for our country, we would have lost billions of dollars in revenue. And today I assure you, that fight will continue on our children's behalf, on our behalf, and on the future of Trinidad and Tobago's behalf. Let me give you a story, 2 stories about Dr. Rowley. So we had gone to Washington, and then one day he had to speak to 5 different groups of people, 5 different groups of their politicians from the Republican Party, from the Democratic Party, because it's important that you know what this PNM does on your behalf. So he went, I was there with him, and we spoke to these lawmakers in the United States. And there was one of them in particular who it was clear did not want to hear too much about what we were saying for Trinidad and Tobago. But we stuck with it. We stuck with it. And in the middle of the meeting, we spotted an opening because it is only a PNM. It is only a PNM member of parliament, a PNM prime minister, a PNM minister of energy that could do that. And as we spotted the opening and we made our arguments, by the end of the meeting, this Republican lawmaker said, I will support Trinidad and Tobago. So don't listen to them out there. Now, this is the embarrassing part for me. So as we leave in the meeting now, the man says, well, thank you very much, Prime Minister Rowley. It was a great pleasure. You have my support. I will speak to my colleagues to see what we could do, and we will support Trinidad and Tobago. He said, but forgive me. He said, Minister Young, I want to offer you a job to come and work for me. So I waiting for Dr. Rowley to run the man and to tell him, no. Dr. Rowley I say, no, Stuart, I going nowhere. That's the first one. Another time, we on an official visit to the People's Republic of China. Now, when you go to the People's Republic of China, it is crowds like this. It is plenty people. So we were walking, myself and Dr. Rowley, Mrs. Rowley, Sharon. I saw him looking around. I said, what Dr. Rowley watching, boy? And I saw him do so. So he called me up. And you know what he told me? He says, Stuart, stick close, because if I lose you here, I am finding you to take you back to Trinidad. That's our Dr. Rowley's sense of humor. PNM family, I have come here this afternoon, not only to pledge to continue fighting for our country, but to tell you a little bit about myself. Because you see, it's important you understand who is joining this battle now. It was in 1998, I came back to Trinidad. In 1998, the UNC first iteration was in power. You all remember that? Basleo Pandey's government in 98. When I came back, there was a massive corruption scandal with the Piarco airport. You all remember that? That is as far back as the corruption goes. So as a young man, I said and I listened carefully. And I said, this is my Trinidad and Tobago. This is my Trinidad and Tobago. And I will never associate with corruption. And it was right there and then I took a decision to follow the People's National Movement that was in opposition. And that is when I came amongst the ranks. But it went on. I went to a couple meetings, I standing in the back like those people in the back, I listening to PNM. I appreciated the policy because PNM is always looking out for every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. PNM never attacks citizens of Trinidad and Tobago the way we hear others doing. And what happened was I then was in the Piarco Commission of Inquiry. And I sat there and listened to that round of UNC corruption. A door that was supposed to cost $800. They charge us, the taxpayers, $8,000 for. So I stuck around the PNM, and then I started to do work for the state and for the PNM. I started going to more meetings in the PNM. One of the first meetings I went to was a Dr. Rowley meeting at a roundabout. Thank you. Yeah. At a roundabout, right there in Diego Martin West. And I listened. Went to San Fernando. I listened. And I began to associate with our party. But let me tell you what happened. Because I wasn't a frontline member of the PNM. I wasn't walking all over saying I am PNM. But I was doing my work. I was minding my business. Like some of the lawyers we have here. Like the lawyer we have here, Larry Lala, senior counsel, who left the UNC. Give him a round of applause. So I am doing work on your behalf. I am fighting for Trinidad and Tobago on your behalf. I represented the then Prime Minister Patrick Manning on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago. 2010, as Foster said, some of us decided we're not going out to vote. And you know what happened in 2010? Some of us allowed the UNC, not me, because I dipped my hand in the ink after I voted for the Balize. And we allowed the UNC and the PP government in 2010. You know what was the first thing they did? They fired me from every single state brief I had. I worked for myself, so I know firsthand what the UNC does to the People's National Movement members and anybody associated with it. So I am warning you here this afternoon. Do not allow them anywhere near to office as we go forward. And that was when I decided I had had enough. I did a matter for Dr. Rowley in the parliament. He asked me to be a temporary opposition senator, and I proudly joined the People's National Movement 2014, walked away from my professional career the same way Dr. Rowley did at a similar age, and I joined the PNM, fought frontline, and I have been fighting for the People's National Movement and Trinidad and Tobago ever since. And I thank each and every one of you. I thank every one of you for giving me that honor and that opportunity to represent Trinidad and Tobago with PNM principles. I stand here this afternoon. In the next few hours, change will take place in Trinidad and Tobago. And I stand here today and I give the commitment not only to my party, who I will fight for, I will die for, I will be in the front line for, but I give the commitment to all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that I will represent all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And I want us, Trinidad and Tobago, to be unified. I want us to come together. I want us to fulfill our national anthem, where every creed and every race can find an equal place right here, starting in the People's National Movement. Do I have your commitment here this evening? It was Dr. Eric Williams who told us the PNM is not an ordinary party. It is him who told us we will welcome all into the PNM. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, as we prepare ourselves in the not too distant future, in the coming months, to go to the polls as the People's National Movement, I welcome all citizens who are willing to build a better Trinidad and Tobago, to come on board with us and to elect us into office as we take it from this strong foundation and we move it upwards. I have a vision. You will hear more about my vision in the coming weeks. But I want to tell you my vision for the young people of Trinidad and Tobago, because I stood here this evening and I was proud to see some of our young entertainers in Trinidad and Tobago. and it dawned on me to tell you this story. I was one of the first people that employed Hans Devines, Whitney Husbands, and Charles Marshall because I formed Synergy TV. And I promise to bring that type of entrepreneurial spirit into our next government as we begin to look after, using the platform we've given to our young people. We look after our young people going forward. And it segues straight into another area we will focus on more heavily because we have a good foundation. It was us, this PNM government that made the PAN the national instrument. It is this PNM government that made it and gave it the type of life that has been brought back. You all just came out of Carnival. We just came out of Carnival. We just had a great Carnival. And that is a product that we, the next government, will find ways to market, to build, to make sure young entertainers find more space. And the way we are going to do that is the same Mohammed and others. We will call them to arms. To use their young minds that think with vision and outside of the box, because there is a lot of potential and diversification in our products of Trinidad and Tobago. And that is one area for our young people. But as I call for unity, I want to thank my colleagues. I want to sincerely thank my colleagues and highlight some of my colleagues for the work that they have done and for bringing us where we are and for where I expect us to go next. I want to start by thanking our Penny Beckles. Let's hear it for Penny. You all just heard the strength of Foster Cummins, who has done so much in building a platform for youth. I want to thank Foster. I want to thank Faris. You all know Faris. We want to thank Faris. I want to thank Camille. I want to thank Marvin. And I want to thank everyone who is going to join this battle as we go forward. Because you see, a strong, united PNM is unbeatable. So here today in Woodford Square, I am calling on a party to get together, stand with strength. Let us be unified. Let us go forth and we will deliver victory because we need to continue looking after all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And that is what the People's National Movement is about. So I ask you all to get ready, prepare yourselves, because we are about to write the next chapter. We are about to write a new chapter for Trinidad and Tobago. And we thank Dr. Rowley for giving us a magnificent platform to catapult Trinidad and Tobago forward. We will focus on the issues of security as we have been doing. We will also focus on our economy as we have been doing. But I think you can expect that us now having the experience, we will find ways to take Trinidad and Tobago forward. We know what we have to do. This is not a party that will come into power looking to see what could be put in our pocket. You have a stable party and government for 10 years, and today I am asking for a unified party, a unified country, and help me to write the next chapter for Trinidad and Tobago. As I stand here this evening, and you will hear more from me in the coming days, I pledge right here in Woodford Square, all of these years later, the way Dr. Eric Williams did, and every PNM Prime Minister did, I give my public pledge and assurance here this evening to Trinidad and Tobago that I will continue fighting everyone opposed to Trinidad and Tobago, fighting for our young children, fighting for our middle class, fighting for every single body, fighting for our young professionals who are looking for the jobs. And I will lead our PNM government into victory in 2025. You have our commitment and you have my commitment. I am not afraid of anyone. I am not afraid of any lie that they will continue to tell. I am not afraid of any opponent of the People's National Movement. And today, I stand here as a proud Trinbagonian, born right here on Upper Henry Street. I stand here today and give my full commitment to lead the People's National Movement and Trinidad and Tobago, and for every citizen who is prepared to build Trinidad and Tobago to join us on our movement, and look forward to seeing all of you and all the newcomers, all our young people at Balizay House on that night when we've won the general elections. As we say in unison, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall and we have prevailed. I thank you.
Y'all continue making some noise, wave your rags, wave your flags for our next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable George Young.
A man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all, just answer when we call. Security.
With ear that go rock, he always vibrant and he's strong, energetic and he young,
Security. When I hear it, I didn't believe it. I went and checked it. They say he real fit.
We have a new leader, he's strong with real power. The best in Trinidad, tell them great faces so.
Security. A man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all, just answer when we call. Security.
With ear that go rock, he always vibrant and he's strong, energetic and he young,
Security. He's the future Prime Minister, with so much bigger, we can't get better.
The sector called energy, he rescued that for it. Then he fight for more money to put resilience in the treasury.
Security. A man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all, just answer when we call. Security.
With ear that go rock, he always vibrant and he's strong, energetic and he young,
Security. As an attorney, you cover TNT, handle the demands, the country in good hands.
It will be there to show the economy will grow, negativity will go, better days for Trinbago.
A man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all, just answer when we call. Security.
With ear that go rock, he always vibrant and he's strong, energetic and he young,
Security.
Let's come together and support
Bounce Up Central Network. Tune in for shows like Let We Talk to Ting with Sister Jenny every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30 p.m. Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Culture Points on Thursdays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 5 p.m. And Fine Point with Fearless Warrior at various showtimes. For more news, informative content, entertainment, special events, discussion forums, Bounce Up Radio, movie watch parties, and to even bus a mark anonymously, visit our Bounce Up Central Community Hub, the platform that's We Ting, created for we, by we. Keep the conversation going, even after the show. Chat in real time on our 24-hour live chat at bounceup.com. If you have a passion for news, politics, culture, music, sports, technology, and helping your community, we invite you to come join the Bounce Up Central Network family. Come join us.
Think about it, my friends.
We have no good leadership as Indians in this country. In every sphere, everyone who wants to lead only want to lead for their own pocket benefit, not for the community. Today's election or something? The UNC. I don't like to get into too much of the politics anymore. But I want to tell you something. And who vexed with me, I don't care. Because none of them are giving me a cent. I'm a pundit and I am looked after by the society. But a pundit have rights. A pundit meaning I am the Purohit, I am your leader. And I must look after your welfare and tell you and guide you along the correct pathway. And I want to tell all you, do not make the mistake and vote for Kamala Prasad Bisesa and Shitin. Look at the quality of the people on that slate. Look at the lifestyle. Is that what you want your children to become? That's what your children to be? They have done nothing for us. She cannot win a general election. She's fighting to win a local election. Make sure and do not vote for her. I know people say things about me and I don't care. They don't mind me. They don't mind me. She don't like Hindu people. I will tell you this much. They only playing a game with you. If you have to vote in the UNC election, don't vote for her slate. Vote for Pari. I'm telling you, look beyond everything else and vote for, if you want a chance to win the next election, you cannot vote for her. She has done nothing for you. Because when she was in power, no Indian children get any permanent job in no government work. All they did to Indian children was give them a 3-month and a 6-month contract. Ask them. And I'm sure you know. And when this government come in power and give their people permanent job, you vex? No, don't vex. That is their duty to help their own, who support them. Forget the race. And look at the UNC, never helped one Indian person to get a permanent job. Poor Indians are suffering because of the UN, because of Kamala. Don't make the mistake and vote for she. I'm just giving you this message and I'm gone from here, from that topic. Don't make that mistake. Do not make that mistake. Otherwise, more criminals will come to your homes. More poverty will come to your homes. So you're getting a chance. And if you don't take it now, you and your children, including me and my family, all of us will suffer in this country. So we come back to the Katha, the thieves.
Oh, you hear that? Oh, you really hear what that man now say? Thieves, poverty will come to your homes if you vote for Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Oh, you hear that? She has done nothing for the Indo community that she says that she represents. You heard it first from a pundit. You heard it first from a pundit. Don't vote for she. So if the pundit telling you, don't go and vote for she, don't vote for Kamala, why are you still? Why still have those people who see people leaving but still rushing? People leaving the party. Kamala Prasad Bisesa right now under pressure. She's trying to launch 20. You say you're a national party, but you want to join up with Tom, Dick, and Harry to bring a national party? You can't be a national party on your own. Why Kamala Persad couldn't field 41 candidates on her own? Why Kamala Persad cannot come up with a proper policy that don't look nothing like Trump? Because she cannot present you with no candidates that is of quality and is of substance. She only trying to bring all Trump ideas to Trinidad. So you thief people inauguration speech. Now you want to thief Trump policies, send them back home, do this, do that. Kamala Persad Bissessa is a danger to this country. And people must understand that she does not want to see people progress in this country. She wants sanction. She wants to send back home all immigrants. Or one if it's only certain types of immigrants. And others will be allowed to stay. She wants to come and talk about we want to go and take your money in UTT and NIB because they didn't touch all the treasury money. They needed to raid it out, so they needed to go and touch your money they know. And this is why we must not look at Kamala as no alternative government. Because I keep telling you all, when we're dealing with good governance, we are dealing with transparency and accountability to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Not to just the party, but to the people that represents this country called the People's National Movement. You must study the future of your children. Because if this man, let me get it back, because I want you to understand what this man is saying, you know. Listen to what this man is saying carefully. Listen.
Think about it, my friends. We have no good leadership as Indians in this country. In every sphere, everyone who wants to lead only want to lead for their own pocket benefit, not for the community. Today's election or something? The UNC. I don't like to get into too much of the politics anymore. But I want to tell you something. And who vexed with me, I don't care. Because none of them are giving me a cent. I'm a pundit and I am looked after by the society. But a pundit have rights. A pundit meaning I am the Purohit, I am your leader. And I must look after your welfare and tell you and guide you along the correct pathway. And I want to tell all you, do not make the mistake and vote for Kamala Persad Bissessa and she team. Look at the quality of the people on that slate. Look at the lifestyle. Is that what you want your children to become? That's what your children to be? They have done nothing for us. She cannot win a general election. She's fighting to win a local election. Make sure and do not vote for her. I know people say things about me and I don't care. They don't mind me. They don't mind me. She don't like Hindu people. I will tell you this much. They're only playing a game with you. If you had to vote in the UNC election, don't vote for her slate, vote for Paris. I'm telling you.
So you're hearing it. You will hear it. And I will play more of it in time to come. So we have this other clip to play. Let me play this clip. Now I know some people. Yeah. Now I know some people listen to this clip and you tell me if this woman right in she mind.
My pull-out game. I've made the choice to be quiet until April the 29th because there are people who are currently being bullied, and they're being bullied because of association with me. They are being harassed, they are being called into meetings and cussed and abused in those meetings. They are being demoted, they are being challenged, they're being told don't show up for screening, they're being told we will humiliate you, we will run you out of office, we will ensure that you have a rough campaign. All of those things being said simply because of association with me. Because right after the swearing in of the new Prime Minister, I was fired from the Ministry of Finance. So there is no longer any government affiliation. Nobody could turn around and say she with this ministry, she with that ministry, or anything like that.
Last night I spoke about those we will expose. Just last night I was talking about we will expose all them so-called media people who want to eat our food. You hear lie? That woman, Rhoda Barrett, that woman was never fired. Rhoda Barrett was never fired. Because checks in that ministry would have revealed she contract came to an end. And if your contract come to an end, then how you get fired? How you get fired? New people come in the ministry. But you telling people on alive, you was fired. Could Rhoda Barrett please explain what was the achievements that she did in the Ministry of Finance that warrant them to keep her services going? Could Rhoda Barrett please explain that? Kamala. First to tell you they are aligning themselves. Now with the Kamala Prasad Bisasa team of lies, deceit, and hypocrisy. Rhoda Barrett is talking about bullying all of a sudden, and people being told don't show up for screening. So how come all of a sudden, because your contract come to an end, all of a sudden you now saying, well, I am not beholden to nobody. I am not doing so. You know what you're going to do? You know what you're really telling people? You're going to launch an attack. You're going to launch an attack because you're not eating our food. Your food done. Because people have seen what you are all about. People see what you all about, Rhoda Barrett. And what you are saying there to the public, what you are saying there to the public is all lies. That is, if people belong to certain political parties, come forward and state what political party you belong to. Rhoda Barrett was never fired. Never. And I dare Rhoda Barrett to bring a contract arrangement and show you, the public, where she was fired from the Ministry of Finance. Bring it. Bring it. Because I don't like people who like to come out in the public domain and lie to the public. And lie for no reason. Because they ain't getting a food. Who bullying who? Who tell who? That if they think of the cost and this, who was doing that? You're doing the same thing that Mark Basandis do. Tell a story and don't finish it. Never could finish his story, the investigative stories. But all you're waiting, look, but if you're a contract work and your contract comes to an end, what you want to be done again? If your services are no longer needed, after they do an evaluation on your performance, and your performance was poor, Rhoda Barrett, what you want them to do? They had to end your contract. But now it's about eating food because they sell out yourself, Listen to what this woman saying, Listen to what she's saying. And then she waiting until what? The 29th. Why are you waiting until the 29th? Why you don't come out and talk? Why you don't come out now and say what you want to say? Where you feel you go hold the government to ransom? You will make people believe or put into the minds of the people of the electorate that the People's National Movement do you something so bad. Or you have some kind of dirt over the People's National Movement. You have nothing over the People's National Movement, Rhoda Barrett. You have nothing you can call on the People's National Movement, Rhoda Barrett. Because if you're bringing any kind of information, back it up. Back it up with evidence. Back it up with evidence. And so far, you have done none of that. None of that. More than put conspiracy theories into the public domain and want the people of Trinidad and Tobago to believe your conspiracy theories. We will not be fooled by you, Rhoda Barrett. At one point in time, you were well respected. But I don't know what you just allow yourself to be taken by this eat a food mentality. The eat a food mentality licking up plenty of these journalists. I just last night I tell you that a woman get fired for $1,600. $1,600. You take two tranches of $800 each from a union from union candidates in the PSA election to write two articles and get set up and lost a job. Was it worth it? Rhoda Barrett, state your accomplishment. State that what you was being paid for, did you carry out what you was being paid for to do in the ministry. Did you do it? Is it why they pulled your contract from you? Were you fulfilling your mandate when they did the job evaluation on you? But did you do it well? They did anything too. These are the questions that Rhoda Barrett has to answer. And talking about people who are associated with her. Who was associated with Rhoda Barrett? Who was associated with Rhoda Barrett that they're being victimized and bullied? Being told not to show up for screening? Why Rhoda Barrett and them just come out in the public domain and lie to the people so? And that is, let me tell you something, eh? All these things are like tricks. Tricks by certain media people, personnel who believe because they have a little following, they will come out here, put a narrative out in the public domain because they want some minister to pick up the phone. Oh God, don't call up a name. Oh God, don't think we, and oh gosh, don't bring the party into dispute now, please. Oh God, Rhoda, you know, take it down now, Rhoda. Nobody's going to call you Rhoda and beg you. Nobody is going to call you Rhoda and beg you to take down nothing, to stop nothing. You go ahead and talk. Bring your evidence because apparently you like the courthouse plenty. Apparently you love to pay out money plenty. So your whole career will be tied up in legal matters in the courthouse with no evidence. Bring your contract and show the people where you were fired and on what grounds if you were fired. Don't come out here and talk about because this and because of that and because of this and because of that. Come on, and people who are under you. Who was under you? Did you come there with a team? Did you have a whole department to deal with? Did you come with a whole department? Oh, yeah, be careful. Be careful of what you listen to. Well, you must show your work. You must show the workings for the sums. And if the sums ain't adding up and you're just getting an answer, but they ain't getting the workings for the answer, then the answer will be wrong. The answer will be wrong. You can't get marks for something that you can't show proper working for. And Rhoda Barrett has to bring her evidence, her documentation, everything that what she is saying here, everything she is saying here. Let me play it.
My
Bring
proud game. I've made the choice to be quiet until April the 29th because there are people who are currently being bullied. And they're being bullied because of association with me. They are being harassed. They are being called into meetings and cussed and abused in those meetings. They are being demoted. They are being challenged. They're being told, don't show up for screening. They're being told, we will humiliate you. We will run you out of office. We will ensure that you have a rough campaign. All of those things being said simply because of association with me. Because right after the swearing in of the new Prime Minister, I was fired from the Ministry of Finance. So there is no longer any government affiliation. Nobody could turn around and say, she with this ministry, she with that ministry, or anything like that.
And that is why I just always tell people, when you have a change of the guards, when you have a change of the guards, you make sure and put your house in order. You on contract, you are not a permanent member of the ministry. Rhoda Barrett is not a permanent employee of the ministry. Rhoda Barrett is not employed directly in the ministry. She's on contract. So why come and tell the people about people who under you get demoted, people who are affiliated to you? Why you want to come and why would you come out here and talk them foolishness now? And then you want to say, but as the prime minister, so are you insinuating that the prime minister called the shot on you? That we can tell you saying, you know, as a man take the office. Oh, yeah, be serious, man. Oh, you really serious? I tell you, more will be revealed. More will be coming out. More will be exposed. So 868, this workers' rights union, well, them is PEP. No, them is All People Party. Right? Them is All People Party. Mark Bassand and them playing games. Now she come to play game player. She must be one of the strikers in the games. And many of them who playing games, we will expose them. So I know now today I was out and about and I really went to do a little walkabout today. But there was an emergency meeting that was called for all the candidates. There was an emergency meeting that was called for all the candidates. And therefore, there was no walkabout, no plots of Trinidad and Tobago, because all the candidates were summoned to Balizé House this afternoon. So they had to go down to Balizé House to the meeting, to have an emergency meeting this afternoon. And it's all part of their preparation for the election. So we are going to be out and about with the candidates. We are going to be out and about with the candidates, and we are making the connections to start going out there and meeting with the candidates. But I will be around to tell you. You see some of these people? You see some of these people? Well, we know Duke don't throw his hat in Tobago. We know he will be going up in Tobago for the Roxborough and them on that side. And he has another candidate that's going up on the other side. So candidates are being launched left, right, and center. But they could do what they want. They could gang up how much they want. If you want to gang up to beat one person, then who is really the bully in all of this? Because the PNM don't like gang up to beat nobody. The PNM don't have to gang up to beat nobody. They put out the slate and they move forward. Or if sit down there and study, or if sit down there and study Kamala and them, Kamala have no plan. Kamala is only telling the people what they want to hear. But if people don't want to listen, who don't hear this feeling? Because I doubt people want to see a Philip Alexander saying no in Parliament. Because the day when you see Philip Alexander and Kamala saying no in Parliament, is the day Kamala getting up and run. If the day Kamala will get up and run. And look what Philip decided to do. He wants to go up against the Honorable Stuart Young. Like he ready to get a sweet cutters. Pep don't want no followers. Pep don't have no followers. Who is that character that is behind the behind the glasses? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you're talking about Mighty K? The one with the glasses who is behind the yes, the Mighty and the K. Somebody find Mikey for me, please. Mikey, that Mikey K. That is the man who was arrested and charged outside of CNMG. He was arrested and charged outside of CNMG. He was on a program and they call him outside and charge him, lock him up, hold him before the courts of Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, that Mighty K. To answer questions of fraud in land selling and land dealing. Go and look at it. You will see it. And people had to bail him out. People and them had to go and look to bail him out. He was arrested. Yes, that's him, Mighty K. So when they want to talk about crime, I tell you, they only want to associate, the UNC only want to associate themselves with criminals. The PNM don't have to associate themselves with no criminal. None. Because the PNM has a plan. How you could go and associate yourself with people who are pedophiles, people who are known, who are known human traffickers who bring in women in this country, drug lords. Imagine Gary Griffith admitted to the nation that a known gangster built a police station in Trinidad and Tobago under the People's Partnership. A known gangster. Or you make it make sense. He said it. But he also has things to answer. Because in knowing that, what did he do? And what has he done? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So people, it's 10:01 and tomorrow we will continue our discussion and we will have more video, more things to show you on the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. Stay tuned because this is the election 2025. Get ready for a new dawn of the PNM. Have a blessed night and we will see you all tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock, Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. Let me just get the song here. And then we go.
Yeah. We rockin' with Romy, Dominic, Romy, the PNM, Romy, PNM, Romy. Service a rock killer, development we trigger. Even the blind see progress, we always deliver. As much as our people pressing, you're a public figure. The youth wanna be like you when them get bigger. Dominic, Romy, Malabar, Mousika, cheering your name. Dominic, Romy, like Highland water forever. You on top of your game. Dominic, I stay my finger for you, cause you know come on no fame. Dominic, Romy, PNM, say leadership in you, and we see the same. Them I call you activist. When you're an advocate, a village and candidate, always ready to activate. Your file squeaky clean, you use them and mop the place. Although your head's on the ground, you're up to date, you never hard to reach. That's why we can relate. Educate the youth and them, teach them how to navigate. Job and skill you put in place, pave the road and train the place. For a brighter future, you is the face. Dominic, Romy, Malabar, Mousika, cheering your name. Dominic, Romy, like Highland water forever. You on top of your game. Dominic, I stay my finger for you, cause you know come on no fame. Dominic, Romy, PNM, say leadership in you, and we see the same. You are the full package and not just politician, family and friend in one, with the power to expand. Training mentorship program, grooming the children from young. 10 toes stand up on business, must support the businessman. Don't afraid to engage, yeah man, you understand what the people and them need. What is the position? Your drive here in the heart of the opposition. Brighter future, you is the man. Dominic, Romy, Malabar, Mousika, cheering your name. Dominic, Romy, like Highland water forever. You on top of your game. Dominic, I stay my finger for you, cause you know come on no fame. Dominic, Romy, PNM, say leadership in you, and we see the same. Yeah. Oh Dominic, stay in your finger. Dominic, Romy, Malabar, Mousika, PNM forever, Balize forever.